just creating new VPC using CloudFormation. So create CloudFormation here, and then I will say create stack with new resources, upload a template file, and I will pick the network stack. I leave a link for this there. So now I give a name for this stack, just submit it. So I can see all of the components and resources as being creating one following the other in this screen. So here creating Internet Gateway, we have two subnets, two pair of subnets, a pair of public subnet and a pair of private subnet. We have as well private RDS security group and a public security group. Public route, NAT gateway, So while this being created, we can have a look at what we actually creating here. So we're creating first a new VPC. We give it a tag of default VPC and inside a block of 16 or 10. Then we create two public subnet, private subnet. So we have pair of them. And then we have Internet Gateway. And then we have the gateway attachment connected to the public route, so to provide us accessibility for the internet in case of we are connecting to our resources, which could be like RDS or any other kind of resources through the internet. And here is the NAT gateway. We create a NAT gateway, another NAT, and the NAT gateway use Elastic IP, and here the NAT gateway itself. We create a private route table, another private route table, and then so those route tables we connect or we register our public subnets to them. Same for the route table. So yeah, so those route table that has a record for the internet gateway, the subnet that associated to them is considered public. Otherwise, they consider private if there is no record for the internet gateway in these route tables. And then we create public RDS security group and private RDS security group. And then we have something called public subnet group, private subnet group, and we will go through this through the other videos. Okay, now let's see how it's going. So we have the entire stack has been created. If we go here in the VPC itself, so we'll find two VPCs. One is the default one that's created by AWS already, and the other one that we have already created it. So if we go like this, so that's ours that has the tag name that we have. If we go here to subnets, so if we filter by the VPC itself, I think ours is ending with this one, ours, yeah. So we have here the four subnets. We have like private subnet 1, private subnet 2, public subnet 1, public subnet 2. If we click on any of this, for example, yeah, I think if we can, yeah, just again here, yeah. So yeah, if we click here, so that's a private. Let's see the public subnet first. So public subnet we'll find here in the route table. If you see the route table, we have a record for our internet gateway. We have one internet gateway here. However, if we go for private subnet and its route table has a reference for the net gateway. So that's the basic setup of the networks that we have created. We created like a VPC, subnets, route tables, internet gateways. You'll find here one, that's our one. We'll have here our private route table, public route table. The other records are associated to the other VPC that we don't care about now. And here we find some security groups that we have created. So we created RDS public security group. So what does that actually do is here it has like inbound rules. So for this security group, the public one, we allow any connection from this source, from any IP address to this port range, which is the default port for Postgres. And the same when we are like any any traffic coming down for resources, the resource itself, which is RDS, we allow it from any port. I think we can just as well limit this to the default port as well. Back here we have the security group for the private, and in this case we have in this case we limit. So if we look at the inbound rules here, okay, so we limit the source for the private subnet. So all traffic, incoming traffic that allowed is just this traffic is coming from the private subnet. So if we look back to the private subnet here, we'll find this matches what we already have here. Like this is 1 and the other one is 3. So yeah, so that's exactly what it matches. Okay, so we have now our network provisioned, and in next videos we will set up the RDS itself.